So we got this leftover residue from the stickers that were on this car, and I was able to get the sticker itself off. The other side, still got to get that off. I'm actually having the fun experience of dealing with a tooth abscess that snuck up on me, so I'm not going to be doing much today, but I thought it would be good. I wanted to try this product. This is RainX's 3-in-1 bug tar and adhesive remover, and supposedly I can spray it on this, wait a minute, and then wipe it off with a microfiber. So you can kind of see the outline of this. It's kind of, and it's just got, it's not super sticky, but you can definitely see the adhesive that's left on there. It's a little dull in the camera where it's at. So we're gonna just kind of get some of this out of the way, and I'm gonna spray this on there, and let's see. I don't know, who knows what's too much. It says you got to wait for a minute to work on that. So while we're waiting on that to dwell for a second, this one over here obviously is, well, I need to get the heat gun out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the heat gun, I'm going to heat it up and see if it'll release some of that adhesive. I tried fishing line behind it, but unlike when you remove, like let's say you're debadging the car, you'd run fishing line behind here after you heated this up. It's very easy to get behind that adhesive. This adhesive, I don't know what, I don't know if somebody used construction glue or what. That stuff is no joke. And then there's a little bit of adhesive here from another one. So that's that. There is one other update on this car. So I've been driving it for about, I don't know. Let's see. So if we get that back, take a look at that. I think it's been about a minute, I don't know. But if you see if that product will get that adhesive off. Oh wow. And that 3M product, that wiped that, whatever that was left right there is just about gone. And it says if it's still got some there, to do a second coat or let it dwell a little bit longer. I'm going to do one more. I actually can't fill it anymore. I do see some dullness, but my guess is that adhesive has messed with the clear coat a little bit. So probably what needs to happen here is when we finally get to the polishing stage on this car, this will come off the rest of the way or clean up. But that looks better already. So we're going to do another little coat on it. And then I'm going to I'll get the hose and I'll fully rinse this off because I don't want this product obviously to be sitting on there. But let's talk about this car for a second. So I've been driving it around town and it's been working out pretty well. However, it still occasionally has this shifting issue. And it's not throwing any transmission codes. My scanner is not seeing anything on the TCM. And free boy, I can't talk today. Free SSM is, I mean, all the modules on the TCM and all the readings look like they should when I'm driving. But naturally, I don't have free SSM running whenever I'm going down the road. So one of the issues that I'm having with this car is you're driving down the road and everything seems okay, and you come to a red light and you go to take off, and first to second gear you feel it like a little extra like clunk, and you're like, okay, it's about to happen. And sure enough, every time when it goes to do 2 to 3, what will happen is it's almost like it drops it in neutral, or it's not able to get to the next clutch pack or something. I don't know how to explain it, but basically it revs up like you're driving a stick shift and you've put the clutch in and you've just got your foot on the gas, and then you dump the clutch. So it'll go 1, 2, you're like, boom, you fill it and you're like, uh-oh, it's about to happen. Revs up going into 2 to 3, even on light gas, and then it drops it into third and it jolts the whole car. And then 3 to 4 will have a light clunk. So when I first got the car, it had a P0700 code, which is just like a generic PCM code to basically say, hey, there's something up with the we're seeing something on the TCM. Well, when I scanned the TCM, there was nothing. One common issue on these, let's get back to this real quick. One common issue on these is the turbine speed 2 sensor likes to go out, and you used to have to replace the entire valve body to fix that, but now you can splice it in and fix it yourself. Well, without that code, I don't want to rip the valve body out and just go replacing parts. So all that being said, I have decided to utilize a company in Atlanta who specializes in Subarus. Name of the company is 6-Star Service. They're about an hour from me, so I'm gonna have AAA tow the car up there. That looks a lot better. Yep, you can see just a faint bit of it. It almost makes me want to get my polisher and try it. Yeah, because I can't feel that anymore. So it's definitely, and if there is a little bit of adhesive left, it must just be strictly from the little bit of clear coat damage potentially. So I think that'll come off. But anyways, so I called them and I said, hey, got this situation going on. Let's see if we can get this off too while we're here. Got this situation going on with my car. It's doing this weird shifting every once in a while. And he says, hey, is there any codes? And I said, no. He's like, he goes, maybe we can scan it with our equipment and see a different code. And I said, well, when I first got it, it had a P0700. And he said, oh. He goes, likely gonna be a valve body. And for whatever reason, this year range has the 5-speed on the 3.6 liter. I think it's the 5 EAT is the. By the way, these plastic scrapers, they're actually for your kitchen, but I buy them for cars because they're like $3 and they last quite a while, and it keeps me from scratching up the paint really bad. I say that and then that's just glue coming through. How many times have I said in this video? I'm telling you, there's opportunities for making money. If I got money for every time somebody or I said well, I tell you what, I think I'd be pretty wealthy. All right, so we're gonna coat that, and what I'm gonna do is kind of make sure it's on there. We'll probably have to do this one a couple times. So the 5 EAT transmission in these cars has a tendency to have the valve bodies go bad. So I don't know why. I think, solenoids are different things, but he seemed pretty confident that that could be what the issue was. So I'm gonna have them look at it. They've got a bunch of test equipment that they can put on the transmission too and monitor line pressures and various things. I can see some of that in free SSM, but not enough to, kind of figure out what's going on. It's funny how occasionally you'll see my hand because I love hand gestures when I'm talking. So we're gonna do just a light coat on this first one and kind of get some surface off. Oh yeah, that's coming off really good actually. So anyways, on Monday, they are going to pick this car up. They'll take it up there. They said, 6-Star said they could look at it on Tuesday. Obviously, any mechanic shop has multiple cars at one time, so I expect it to take them a couple of days to do the diagnostic, and then we'll hear back on what they recommend. And valve body, if you look online, depending on what dealership you order from, anywhere from $1,200 to $1,400. I don't think people really rebuild them. And then I'm guessing it's probably about 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours of labor. I'm sure you can do it faster with a lift. And then you got your fluid exchange. And then when you do a valve body, you actually have to do a relearn. So they'll put the car up on a lift and put it in the transmission in relearn mode and go through that. So anyways, that is coming up. So we're gonna pause on Subaru videos for, wow, that stuff works fantastic. It is bringing that product, whatever that glue was, that is coming off super easy. Even these thick parts are coming off really nice. So sweet. And you know me, I'm gonna post you an Amazon link so I can make myself about 3 pennies if you buy it. Oh yeah, that is looking a lot better. So we're gonna get just these little pieces. We're gonna let it soak for another minute. So anyways, but the car, it's not leaking, so everything's getting better. And I know this process is somewhat laborious with working on cars, especially when you work 50 hours a week, you have other obligations, and then you're just kind of getting little bits and pieces in on the weekend. But I enjoy it as a hobby because I stare at a computer screen a lot and sit at a desk a lot, and it's good for me to get out, get away from a computer screen, get moving, doing all the stuff. So what I would do in this case, as you can see, that got rid of all of that. I wonder if it would soften the glue behind that sticker if I sprayed it, or maybe did some like razor blade slits in that. With that, I don't know. I don't trust myself not to make it to the paint. We're gonna have to do the heat on that. All right, so I'm not gonna show this, but obviously I'm just gonna rinse the back of the car off, and that looks a lot better. Sweet. So a couple of stickers off, can't complain. All right, folks, until our next video, when I have a repaired tooth. Actually, our next video, honestly, is gonna be the wife's Sequoia with the new wheels and some other stuff. All right, see ya. One Goofy Garage out.